Good morning, friends. We are going to start off this Tuesday morning, with doing an activity about insects. So that is what we started talking about with Miss Melissa yesterday. So for today's activity, you're going to need a couple pieces of paper. I'm going to use a white piece, and then I'm going to use some construction paper. And I'm going to do 3 different colors. I'm going to do green, I'm going to do a orange, and I'm going to do purple. And you guys can choose whatever colors you want. If you only have one color, that's okay. If you want to do all of the same color, it's totally up to you. So we have our white paper, our construction paper. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need glue. Then you're going to need something to draw with. I have chosen markers. I have all my markers here. Those are going to be your materials that you're going to need for this activity. All right, so before we get started with using these materials, we need to look back and see what we learned yesterday about what makes an insect an insect. So I'm going to pull up a screen a lot like what Miss Melissa showed us yesterday, and we're going to work together and see if we can figure out what you need to be called an insect. So let's look and see, what are these 2 things right up here? What are those called on a bug? These are called their antennae. So I'm going to put that up there because that arrow is pointing right here and showing us that those are called antennae. And this arrow, I'm looking, it's pointing at his head, right? All right, head. This one is pointing to the middle part of his body. Let's see who remembers what that thing was called. We learned it yesterday. That is called his thorax. And this arrow is pointing to the very bottom of his body. That part of his body is called his abdomen. All right, so we have 4 of the parts. We have 2 left. Let's see if we can figure them out. This arrow is pointing to this thing. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those things. What are those things? There's legs, right? 6 legs. And this very last box is pointing down to these things. Those things that help us see his looking eyes. And he has 1, 2 eyes. All right, so now that we've learned the 6 parts of a bug that make it into an insect, we are going to make our very own insect. So pick one of your favorite colors that you have pulled out of your construction paper. I'm going to start with purple. And move this down so you can see. And on your first piece of paper, I want you to draw a circle. There's my circle. And when you're done drawing your circle, I want you to cut it out. So I'm holding my paper with one hand, my thumb is up on my scissors, and I'm going to cut all the way around on that line. I'm very careful to keep my scissors on that line. I'm keeping my scissors facing away from me. Turning the paper with this hand and cutting the paper with this hand. Then you should have a circle. After you're done with your circle, you get your next piece of paper. And I want you to draw on this page a rectangle. So a rectangle has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. And those long sides are the same length and the short sides are the same length. So I have a short side and a short side, and a long side and a long side. It has how many sides altogether? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of those lines are curved, or are they straight? They're straight. Your scissors, holding it with this hand, cutting with this hand, away from my body. Turn your paper so you're always cutting away from you. Then you should have a rectangle. So right now you should have a circle and a rectangle. You're done with that. I'm going to move on to the very last part. And on this paper, I want you to do a triangle. A triangle is different from a rectangle. A rectangle has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. A triangle only has how many? 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That makes my triangle. And we're going to cut that one out. And put that paper off to the side. All right, so when you have your 3 parts, you have your circle, your rectangle, and your triangle. We're gonna get that white piece of paper out, and we're gonna start making our bug. So let's look back really quick and remind ourselves what all our insect needs. It needs antennae, a head, a thorax, an abdomen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs, and 1, 2 eyes. So let's go. All right, so let's start off with the head. For the head, we're going to use our circle that we cut out. So we're going to put the circle kind of towards the top of our page. So get your glue. Glue that head onto your paper. Next, we learned that bugs have, in their middle section, they have something called a thorax. So the next thing we're going to do is add the thorax. So we're going to put that attached to the head, just like an insect, and right there in the middle, just like that paper showed us. Put your thorax down. So we have our head, we have our thorax. What's down here at the bottom? Who remembers what that word is? Abdomen. And for our abdomen, we created ours with a triangle. So get your triangle. And glue that there at the bottom. Do we have an insect? No, not yet. There's other parts that we saw that we needed. What are some other things that we needed? Let's see. Ooh, I remember it needs 2 antennae. So I'm going to go to the top of his head, and I'm going to draw 2 little feelers coming off. You can do whatever color you want. You can make them look however you want. I'm going to put some little feeler things on there. What else do they need? So I added my antennae. And check that off. Oh, I remember. They need 6 what? Legs, right? Let's do our legs. 1, 2, 3. I did 3 on this side, so now I'm going to need to do 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3. You guys have 6 legs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 2 antennae, a head, a thorax, an abdomen, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. What else do we need? Let's go look. Let's see if we can figure it out. All right, do we have these? Let's see. Yep. Do we have a head? Yep. Do we have a thorax? Yep. Do we have an abdomen? Yep. Do we have 6 legs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Do we have these? Do we have 2 eyes? No, we need to add our eyes. So get your marker and you're gonna add 2 eyes. Now for an insect, there's only 2 eyes. So on this one, we have to do 2. We can't do 6 or 7 eyes like you might want to, because our job today is to make an insect. So we have to make sure it has all of the right number of things like our instructions tell us. So I'm gonna do 1 eye on this side of his head. And I'm choosing to make my eyes big circles. You can do yours however you want. 1 eye on this side of his head. I'm gonna give him a little eyeballs. Ooh. All right, so if you finished your insect and you did all of the parts of your insect, now is the time to decorate. You can decorate it however you want. You can add some smiley faces, you can do some polka dots, you can do stripes, whatever you want. But when you're done, I want to see a picture of it. So make sure you get a picture of your insect all done. I'm going to draw on mine for just a minute with you guys, and then I'm going to let you guys do the rest all by yourself. Give mine a little smile. Oop. I'm going to give mine some shoes. I'm gonna put, let's see, I'm gonna do some spots. I wanna name him Spot. Remember, does yours have to look like mine? No way. All right, so when you are all done, you can make the choice if you want to write the different parts on your insect, you can. I'm gonna pull that screen up one more time and you can pause it or get mom and dad to pause it for you. And you can write the different parts, or if you want to be done here, that is totally up to you. So I am going to bring the screen back up to me. And I hope you guys have a great day. I can't wait to see you soon.